Jordan Love was asked about his interception and his continued issue with interceptions in his post-game press conference. So I want to share this short clip from what Jordan Love had to say, and this is posted on the Packers and their YouTube channel.
Everyone sees the interceptions in the box score. Last year, you were able to do such a great job at the end of the year taking care of the football, and then this year, obviously, there's been those interceptions. How do you evaluate your decision-making so far? Has it been different, or do you feel like it's the same as it was at the end of last year?
No, it's it's definitely disappointing. Putting the ball in jeopardy way too many times, and definitely something I have to clean up. And I've talked about it week after week. So somewhere I just got to learn from these mistakes and clean it up. But definitely something that I'm gonna make a big focus on going forward, of just finding ways to take care of the ball better.
How do you get back to that? Because for 2 months last year, you were so good at just not throwing picks. What's been the difference, and how do you get back to where you were?
Yeah, it just comes down to staying true with my reads, and if plays do go off schedule, just that fine line of being smart with the ball and not putting it in harm's way, and trying to make a play versus just throwing it away and living to fight another day. So, I think, it just comes down to staying true with my reads, like I said, making great decisions, and just doing a better job of just being stingy with the ball.
Is that difficult to do when you got a big arm? You can make big plays. We've seen it all season, right? When you want to make the big play, is it difficult to keep in mind, okay, just live, it's not there, live for the next play when you can make a big play?
No, it just comes down to, playing the position at a high level, sticking to my training, sticking to the reads, like I said, and just being great with those fundamentals. And obviously the big plays will happen, not trying to force things. But like I said, just getting back to staying true with my reads and being real disciplined and making great decisions with the ball.
So Jordan clearly knows that his interceptions are an issue, and he's had to touch on it a lot this season because he's thrown a lot of interceptions so far this year. And he touched on it a few weeks ago, maybe it was a month ago, where he was saying that his interceptions he had thrown, he wasn't going to change the way he played. He was still going to, take risks. And the issue is when you're willing to take all these risks, he's always trying to, make big things happen on most plays. And we saw it in the 49ers game, the playoff loss, where on the final drive, he throws it across his body. He's trying to make a big play, just makes a really, really bad decision. And unfortunately, when he's not playing at his best in the past year, in some moments, and this year, he sort of goes back to that sort of form. And that was one of the concerns with him in college, was his interceptions and some of his decision-making and basically trying to play hero ball at times. And if the Packers want to be able to, find success against some of these top-tier teams who have really good offenses and aren't making a lot of mistakes, then he can't really turn the ball over as much as he has been. And I think lots of the time early in the season, the Packers were able to basically bail him out because they were forcing a ton of turnovers. But in these games where, the Packers don't get any turnovers, they don't get an interception, they don't force a fumble, it's tough when you lose the turnover battle. And in these games with the Packers defense, the defense played really well. They didn't force any turnovers, though, but held the Lions to 17 points because 7 of those points were the Jordan Love pick 6. Jordan knows he needs to fix it. He was able to fix it last year to end the season, threw 1 pick in the final 8 games after throwing 10 to the first 9 or 10 games. So we know that Jordan Love has the ability to not consistently put the ball in harm's way. The question is if he can get back to that point. And that could mean missing out on some crazy plays where he fits it into an insanely tight window with, like that play to Jaden Reed against the Rams where he's basically in triple coverage. The play works out, but he probably shouldn't have thrown that ball. But sometimes it works out. But the question is, how often, should you make those plays? Because sometimes they're going to be picked off, and especially when you're making a play like that where the guy comes in, grabs it, gets a pick 6. Those are the ones you can't have. You can live with a deep pass that gets picked off because it's basically like a punt. But when you give the Lions great field position or, a touchdown, but other teams great field position, that's where it gets tough to really come back from that when you're not forcing turnovers yourself. But if you want more Packers content, feel free to subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys next time.